We're going to win this race with a clear majority of the nation behind us. We've gotten over 74 million votes. Let me repeat that, 74 million votes. That's more than any presidential ticket has ever gotten in the history of the United States of America. And our vote total is still growing. We're beating Donald Trump by over 4 million votes. And that's a margin that's still growing as well. One of the things I'm especially proud of is how well we've done across America. And we're going to be the first Democrat to win in Arizona in 24 years. We're going to be the first Democrat to win Georgia in 28 years. And we've rebuilt the blue wall in the middle of the country that crumbled just 4 years ago. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the heartland of this nation. I know watching these vote tallies on TV moves very slow, and as slow as it goes, it can be numbing. But never forget, the tallies aren't just numbers. They represent votes and voters, men and women who exercise their fundamental right to have their voice heard. And what's becoming clear each hour is that record number of Americans of all races, faiths, religions chose change over more of the same. They've given us a mandate for action on COVID, the economy, climate change, systemic racism. They made it clear they want the country to come together, not continue to pull apart. The people spoke, more than 74 million Americans, and they spoke loudly for our ticket. We both know tensions are high. They can be high after a tough election, one like we've had. But we need to remember, we have to remain calm, patient. Let the process work out as we count all the votes. You know, we're proving again what we've proved for 244 years in this country. Democracy works. Your vote will be counted. I don't care how hard people try to stop it. I will not let it happen. The people will be heard. Our journey is toward a more perfect union, and it keeps moving on. In America, we hold strong views. We have strong disagreements, and that's okay. Strong disagreements are inevitable in a democracy, and strong disagreements are healthy. They're a sign of a vigorous debate, of deeply held views. But we have to remember, the purpose of our politics isn't total, unrelenting, unending warfare. No, the purpose of our politics, the work of the nation, isn't to fan the flames of conflict, but to solve problems, to guarantee justice, to give everybody a fair shot, and to improve the lives of our people. We may be opponents, but we're not enemies. We're Americans. No matter who you voted for, I'm certain of one thing. The vast majority of almost 150 million Americans who voted, they want to get the vitriol out of our politics. We're certainly not going to agree on a lot of issues, but at least we can agree to be civil with one another. We have to put the anger and the demonization behind us. It's time for us to come together as a nation to heal. It's not going to be easy, but we have to try. My responsibility as president will be to represent the whole nation. And I want you to know that I'll work as hard for those who voted against me as those who voted for me. That's the job. That's the job. It's called the duty of care for all Americans.
What was so striking was how big the speech was. Big and all-encompassing, and not just about the specifics about coronavirus and other things that he wants to do, which are very important, but about democracy and about coming together and about the need for a more perfect union. I mean, it was a soaring speech, as soaring as we have heard from Joe Biden, maybe since his Gettysburg speech during the campaign. But he has made the pivot from candidate to president-elect rhetorically. That is what he wanted to communicate.
Yeah, I was struck by exactly that. He said, the purpose of our politics isn't total unrelenting warfare. Mm-hmm. He knows what's coming, and that this is not going to be a walk in the park in terms of dealing with the fallout from a contentious election, but he's signaling very strongly that his intention is to move forward. And I did think it was also notable, we were discussing this earlier in the day, you know, Joe Biden is president also because the liberal wing of the party stuck with him. And you heard him refer to that today. He said this was a mandate for action on the coronavirus, on climate, on racism. Those are all big picture priorities for Democrats, the Democratic base. He called them out specifically tonight to send a message. And both messages at the same time, which was clearly very intentional, just signaling to people he's going to try to do both things.